Now by the guard, center, tackle, tight end, J.C. Tretter of the Green Bay Packers, selected in this April's draft. I don't even know what position to call you. Do you know what position you currently play?
I do not. Everybody asks me, but I'm not sure either. That's why I'm looking forward to getting out to minicamp.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Now, you started off as a tight end at Cornell. A great basketball player too, from what I understand. There's a lot of people who like those kind of guys. Where do you think is your best fit?
I think inside would make sense. I've worked a lot at center. I've worked with Dave Woolaba, who played for the Browns, Patriots, Rams. Had a really good NFL career. He's worked a lot of center with me. I played left tackle for my last 2 years in college, and ever since the season's been over, I've worked to become, very efficient at all five positions. You want to be able to fill in wherever the team needs you. So I'm ready for anything, and that's kind of how I'm going into minicamp, in that they're going to move me around and find where I fit best, and I'm looking forward to it.
Do you have a favorite position? No, forget about where you fit. Just the most fun you had at Cornell or even in high school. The one position that you just got the most excited to play, had the best story from.
I played quarterback in high school, so that was enjoyable. But I've enjoyed I've kind of enjoyed the whole process of moving, quarterback to tight end to left tackle, and now probably moving to another position again. So I've enjoyed the whole process and playing more positions and moving around and being as versatile as possible.
Now, born in New York, you go to Cornell. You have a lot of career paths. Did you ever think that it would be the NFL that you're doing after school?
And that was my hope. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to be a professional football player. And obviously, coming through Cornell is not the typical way to get to the NFL. But I knew that was the goal, and especially once I made that move to offensive line, I knew I had to really work my tail off to get there. So just a lot of time in the weight room, a lot of hard work, and it's paid off so far.
If someone were to say, let's say an analyst is saying, well, I don't know about, a kid from Cornell, it's not big time enough, and that was the biggest question mark surrounding you, what would you say in response to that?
I thought the combine really would help kind of dispel those ideas. If you have a guy that tests the same and the agility, the speed, and all the strength categories, then yeah, he hasn't had the chance to compete against the SEC guys, but really there's no reason why he can't. So I think that was my goal going to the combine, was to really have a great showing there and show that physically I'm on that same level as every other player coming from the big conferences. And now I just have to go out and show it, and once you strap the pads on, that'll be my opportunity.
Now, you didn't get the chance to go to the Senior Bowl because of a broken nose. Do you feel like you would have been drafted higher had you gone?
I think so. That's the one big knock on me was, not being able to show I could play against a higher level of competition, and I know if I was able to play in the Senior Bowl, I know I would have did well, and that would only help you. So I would imagine, but again, I found myself in a great position, heading over to Green Bay, so I think it all worked out in the end.
Now, talk about going to Green Bay. Was it Ted Thompson who actually called you on draft day?
Yeah, he got the Matt Klein, the director of their football operations guy, called and then passed it right over to the GM. So it was a nice phone call.
What was that moment like for you, just talking to a guy who's built a Super Bowl champion and perennial Super Bowl contender and is widely regarded as one of the best, draft talent evaluators in football?
It was awesome. Especially you're so tense, and it's a rarely, there's so many emotions that go into that weekend. Just to finally get that call and know that your name's about to come across the TV screen. It's a big relief, but it's also you're just full of excitement, and your whole family and friends are around you. So it was a phenomenal moment, and it's something I'll remember forever.
Now, have you been to Green Bay yet, or is that going to happen for the first time in a couple of weeks?
That'll happen Thursday. I fly out, so I'll be there in a few days, and that'll be my first time.
Excitement level away from football to be in a place where maybe there's a bowling alley, maybe there's a movie theater, and it's Lambeau Field. Do you like being in that type of situation, or would you prefer to be, somewhere where there's a little more livelihood?
Oh, I'm looking forward to getting out to Green Bay. I'm small town growing up, came to Cornell in small town Ithaca, And I'm looking forward to getting out to a place that loves their team and it loves football so much like the Packers fans do. And I'm looking forward to getting out there to the expectations and, you know, people expecting you to do well. I thrive on that. So I'm looking forward to the whole experience.
Now, we talked to Charles Johnson, the wide receiver selected Grand Valley State later, in the draft. And he told us, like, his wow moment was when he realized the quarterback he always plays with in Madden, Aaron Rodgers, he actually volunteered this information, is going to be the guy that he's catching passes from in training camp. Have you had a moment like that where you've just come to the realization, wow, I'm going to be protecting one of the best in the game going, the highest paid in history? Has that set in for you?
Absolutely. You know, you think about it and you know that, you know, your job now is to protect a pretty expensive asset. And I look forward to that, you know. I'm looking forward to getting out there and meeting Aaron and kind of learning from him and being able to see what he sees on the field and try to take as much in from him as I possibly can.
Final couple things here. Cornell education, a 3.4, if I'm not mistaken, grade point average in school. If you weren't in football, what would you be doing?
When I came into Cornell, I wanted to be actually a sports agent. I wanted to try to stay with sports in some way. And then as a couple of years went on, I decided that, you know, law school, another couple of years of school wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. And, so now I'd probably want to stay in sports and just go coaching or scouting or just kind of stay with it. And that's always been the goal. And you know, hopefully, and as I plan it, it won't be for a long, long time until I have to worry about that.
Yeah, and we are hoping that's the case as well. Congratulations on your success to get to this point, and we wish you a